Thank you. Haven't we all wanted to do that?
All board members are present this evening.
Mission statement: Madison-Grant is an innovative education community empowering students to be future ready. Vision statement: inspire, cultivate, promote excellence at every archive. Public expressions: the public is always invited to speak before the board. Please state and recognized by the president and state your first and last name. Comments should be addressed to the board and be limited to items on the agenda. No complaints or accusations regarding personnel can be allowed during the public discussion time. A time limit of 3 minutes will be given. If more than one person is represented for a group, only one spokesperson will be heard. There's an opportunity for additional comments on non-agenda items towards the end. We have nobody. We do have, or we don't, or we do. We do have an addendum this evening. The addendum's related to one of the documents for the library appointments did not get signed, and that calls for after 10 days we have you. So that's the addendum for this evening. So I ask for you at the end.
First
Take your time.
I'll take grab our minutes slide.
So approval of minutes is next.
That's-
We forgot
it
the
was on
slide.
there. Yep, okay. Approving the minutes from November 4th. I ask for your approval at this time. Next, as you notice on the slides, there's a little bit difference in the vouchers and claims because of our transition to our new finance. Mr. Mann, you want to talk about
Yep.
this?
So what you see, typically you only see one upload for our approval of vouchers. But what you have in your docket this evening are three separate ones, because we have our final vouchers out of eFinance, our first set of vouchers out of Boyce, and then also a payroll. So how this will look moving forward now that we're in Boyce is you will have two sets of vouchers each time. There's going to be the EFT and check vouchers, and then there's going to be the payroll vouchers. So instead of you guys getting out of here by only signing one set of vouchers after each meeting, you will now sign two. But that's just how it reports out of Boyce. But the reason you have three tonight is because we had a final batch in eFinance as well. So that's why there are all sorts of numbers up there in front of you tonight. But that is what we are seeking approval of.
Stanley.
Next is the approval of personnel. The personnel folder has been uploaded to your files. If you have any questions, I'll be available to answer.
Any questions? For
Just the wrong spot.
Approval of donations. Tonight we have all of our donations went to the junior high. $50 from Union Chapel Community Church. Funds to be used for FFA. We have an anonymous donor. One gave $500. The other one gave $1,000 for our band program. I ask for approval at this time.
Thank you. First by Mrs. Longacre, by Mrs. Martin, all in favor.
Yeah. Fundraiser, Mr. Herniak, the AD, and the Student Athletic Council request permission to host a Papa Shot at the junior high and high school basketball game. Funds raised to support Student Athletic Council and Community Outreach Project. That's for your approval at this time.
Perfect.
And the only one and only action item tonight, the addendum for the library board member, that got inadvertently left off the signature. And so that was, I'm gonna own that one, and then we'll move on. Yeah, that's for your approval of this.
Get that. In this-
You're fine. You know, I'll stumbling there right now. Okay. So I have October cash flow for you tonight, and I have updated. I need to circle back around to this boys conversion, and our current state board of account auditors that are on site seem to use up most of my time. But I have updated these cash flow projections in the education fund with new state tuition support payments as we close out the year. Okay, so as I spoke, I'm kicking and scratching and clawing to do everything we can to position us as close to neutral, if not try to get us a little bit into the black in both our ed and op fund. I don't know if I'm going to be entirely successful, but we're definitely closing the gap. In our education fund in the month of October, we started the month with a fund balance of $3,862,795.45. We did receive $1,458,452.32, and we spent $1,403,835.01, leaving us with a fund balance of $3,917,412.76. The big number here that I keep watching is down there in that bottom right. I don't know, I'm colorblind, but I'm gonna say that's yellow. The negative $5,148.18. That is the number that I'm aggressively tracking right now, because that is where we are revenue minus expense for budget year 2025. This takes into account what I have penciled in December, the $568,000 transfer from ed to ops. That is a 3.25% transfer of the up to 15% that we can. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be hard to find many districts that transfer that little. And we'll see how that correlates on the operations side as we get there. But so from the education fund, that's where we're at. The picture's starting to clear up. One thing that's going to significantly impact this is retro pay. Now that we've settled a contract, we will have to retro pay our teachers based upon that. Right now, I have that penciled in November. I don't have a sharp pencil to that yet. I need to sharpen my pencil on that number a little bit more. That's not going to take place until December. So I know I can pull it out in November, but after having Boyce here last week, and this is our first week of payroll in Boyce, we will not execute that retro pay until December. We have 60 days from the time it was approved by you guys to have that done, and we'll meet that 60-day deadline. But that number is going to go into December, but I do need to sharpen my pencil on what that means in the salary and benefit line, because that will impact this. But again, it's clearing up in a good direction. We're doing all we can to just dig in and scratch and claw to try to balance this thing. Debt service for the month of October saw no activity, so we still have $942,630. I do make one debt payment this month. The Musco at least debt payment is due in November. So I will make that this month, and then I'll wait until we get our property tax revenue in December to make our debt lease payments and the solar lease payment. So we will have some debt service activity for the month of November and December. From an operations side, in the month of October, we started the month with $2,278,465.85. We did receipt in $26,812.73. And we spent $313,947.67. That left us with a fund balance of $1,991,330.91. And you can see that with that $568,000 transfer, right now this projects us $5,000 in the red at the end of the year. So that $10,000 deficit between the two of them is split between the two of them. Is how I've taken that approach right now. So I'm going to sharpen my pencil on retro pay numbers. really dig into this a little bit more before I present November's to you guys in December. And then we're going to kick and scratch and claw as we close out the year to try to get us where we all desire to be.
Mr. Mann, November, December are catch-up months as well.
Yeah, and that's why those increases in that education fund revenue is there, because those are the catch-up months for the first 6 months of state tuition support. We were getting paid at we were getting paid for $875, and our account was 906 point something, and so that's the reason we see those increases in November and December. And then we'll drop back down to a smaller number beginning in January, because that's the number that they'll use for the 6 months of second semester. We'll do the February count, and then we'll live this same cycle again. Pretty efficient operation. A little sarcasm. But that's it. From an ADM standpoint, rainy day, no activity, so we still have $1,746.36. And on an ADM standpoint, you can see there, I did not put in the decimals, but again, our official count was like 906.76, and that's not 0.76 kids. It's just we have some that come for a period or two, and they're counted on a decimal percentage. And the virtual school numbers came in at 1156. So 1156 for the virtual, up 44, and our 907 is down 29. So that's the swings from a year ago to now. I will entertain any questions as it relates to October cash flow at this time.
You have to bring your going in January. Does that number have to drop, or is that just number?
No, when I say that number, it's going to be the revenue that drops, because what they do is they take our October count, and now that's the count that they use to pay us for January through June until we get to the February count, and then it'll reconcile that number based upon that. So our January number is going to be higher than what we saw in July, August, September, October, but it's going to be less than what we see in November, December, because we got the retro. Yeah. So the only thing better than that is tracking all that and staying transparent and in full communication with our virtual providers as well, because that retroactivity impacts all of us. So they are provided with the October membership count, the October membership summary report, our school finance app center snapshot, our EFT notification from this state. So I provide them all that documentation as well, along with the numbers that they formulate their bill for us. But second semester even gets a little bit more tricky, because new SPED counts come into play and some other things get reconciled in the second semester as well. And just to know, uploaded in your board packet was also the policy analytics one-pager. But I just want to remind you guys that even though that says October at the top, that's using actuals through September. So that's their October report to us, but it's using actuals, which is noted down on the bottom. It's using September actuals. So that is not necessarily the October report. And Mr. Board, that is all I have.
There we go. Okay, we had an early snow day, which is kind of irritating because there wasn't much snow there, but you have to think about the first snow, and our 16, 17, 18-year-olds driving on that first snow is never a good idea. So we closed that day. It was kind of interesting because I didn't hear a word from Madison County, and everybody from Grant County closed. So that was one of those interesting days. And usually I get from one of our superintendents in Madison County, I get a call about 4 o'clock in the morning. So he's on it early, but nobody closed down there, and no communication at all. So we will now attend school on January 19th. That's our first makeup day. We had that discussion amongst the association and everything. They would rather those first days be closed with no e-learning days and salvage those e-learning days for later in the year. So we still have 2 more of those days written into our calendar, makeup days. If the 11th is any indication, we may use all those. I don't know. Second item I wanted to point out, we had our first checkpoints and their results are in. Our math is just a snapshot, of course, but our math did really well. We have Courtney Gray's had 75% pass rate in math, which doesn't surprise me. Madison Rogers had 60%. These are off the top of my head, and David Pyle. These are our big hitters, but almost everybody in math had progressed, and that tells me Vimy Math is doing its job, and we're showing great results in that. ELA is not. They showed improvement, but not strong improvement as we like. They still got stuff to go, but I wanted to bring that up, and so that's progress. And the problem with progress in grades is they happen so slow because you don't get another indicator till they take the next test. And I'm a little bit impatient, and I want to see that immediate action. But progress is progress, and we will never not report that. Teacher appreciation grant funds. That I keep that up there. I've met with teachers. I'm going to meet at the buildings this week. Give anybody information that wants the information. And our objective is to try and hand out the questionnaire to our teachers right before Thanksgiving, so they have that in their hand. They can start working on that. They don't have to have it in to the state by the end of January. If we get our ideas, if we get 50 people apply, we only have 24 slots. And money that the state sent us, if everybody gets $3,500, they didn't give us enough money. And that includes our virtual academy as well. So that's not a big number. So just want to I'll keep informing you how that's going, because that's a big topic. Master contract been uploaded to Gateway. I was really smart this year. I kept the signature pages and I just uploaded in 2 documents, and I got a call the next day saying, nope, that's not the way we like that. So I just did it. I did it all over, and we got it uploaded the next day, and they were happy with me again. So we live and learn. Audit continues. Mr. Mann has been busy. He got a revolving door on his office because they were in and out all day. So that's going well. Wrestling's ready to start the season. I talked to Jake this morning, and he said he has every weight class filled, which is the first time in a long time. He's pretty excited about that. In fact, he's got a 106 wrestler. It's underweight. Doesn't even try. So, so that's really good too. That doesn't happen very often, but he's excited about having everybody filled. Boys basketball will begin Thanksgiving. I think Saturday night is Thanksgiving weekend. We used to play the Wednesday before. I don't think anybody liked that. Wednesday before, everybody's doing something. So that's what I have for you this evening. Public expressions. The public is always invited to speak before the board. Please stand when recognized by the president and state your first and last name. Comments be addressed to the board and limited to corporation issues only. No complaints or accusations regarding personnel will be allowed during this public discussion time. Time limit of 3 minutes will be given. If more than one person is represented for a group, only one spokesperson will be heard. Still not speaking down there. Okay.
Carla did text. She said she had all kinds of things to say. She said she's not getting out in the rain.
It was.
Cafeteria was full with great results.
I think one of the good things I've heard.
I was just trying to think.
Wrestling, girls wrestling did already start. And
Did,
it seems
yeah.
like they started well and, it seemed like they all four girls were on a podium somewhere. I mean,
They were, that did real well.
Yeah.
You got
New
third.
pal, I think.
Well,
oh, no, no,
But this was
just a
just
weekend
a weekend tournament.
tournament, but
Yeah.
good start
That is really good.
for, for all four of our girls. Are there only four? There are four?
That's all I've seen. That's all I've seen. I haven't gone. I need to go watch.
Yeah. The four that I saw, I was like, oh, I
Yeah,
recognize,
they
I
were
didn't
all
recognize
four.
anyone else.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that was trying to like pick at my brain. I didn't think about it before I got here. So
Do
Off the cuff.
appreciate our wrestling coaches taking that on. I mean, that is additional. And we were able to negotiate that increased workload in this year's master contract for them as well. But they just grabbed that thing by the reins and ran with it. And it's just been neat to see. I don't know that.
In fact, I believe Eastbrook has,
Eastbrook does.
they have filled every weight class, I think. They
Yeah.
have a female coaching them as well.
Yeah.
Eastbrook, yeah. Ten?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think so. I wouldn't think so.
Upcoming events, December 9th will be our last meeting for this calendar year, and then we'll come back January 6th and invite everybody for officer election.
And Board of Finance meeting.
And for the finance meeting, yes, we will. We should have our
Okay, you
audit,
do.
should have an audit done by then.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
I put it in my calendar, little heart.
Favorite one and
Where was I? I am in my head thinking. I know I was.
Thanks for making it out.
This is your only, that's that one,